All right, welcome back. What a great last couple hours here on TopstepTV. Let's get right into it. A lot of people's favorite segment, shoulder tap. It's a bit of an abbreviated version of shoulder tap today. So let's get right into it. Ben, what do we got today? Are we seeing some more green or more red on the board?
Yeah, Andre, kind of a mixed bag. Yesterday was CPI day, lots of activity there. That was really interesting watching that unfold, kind of that mind-numbing melt up. A lot of times, with typical volatility moves intraday, there's not a lot of rhyme or reason to people that go up big money or blow their account out or whatever it looks like. But during that 3 hour span from I don't know 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Central yesterday, where the markets were equity markets in particular were just marching higher with basically no pullback. There was this steady tick, almost like a metronome of people that were hitting their daily loss limits, and then we were able to watch the people that were on the right side of the market were long, kind of see that P&L grow steadily. So it was a kind of an interesting window to watch in real time, over several hours our traders trade. But again, back to kind of some choppy price action today, not a lot of rhyme or reason to it. So bit of a mixed bag. We've got some traders doing well though, don't get it wrong, and certainly some that have lost. We'll do some quick shout outs and shout outs to you guys for the live account trade this morning. I know we still have a runner going, I believe. But sitting around $3,300 in profit in that live house account, which is really cool. And then we've got Dakota up a cool $8,800 today, making up for basically erasing his losses the day before. That's what great traders do, is they bounce back. They don't look too much into it, and they keep moving. So yeah, great work from Dakota. Prince U is up 3,300 as well. And then one of our great Topstep X traders that got called up to a live account, Mark T. He's up a cool $4,500 today. Love seeing that. We had him out of his live account briefly, doing some maintenance on the account. Got him back in just recently, and he is putting up great numbers. Love the trading I've seen from Mark T, both in the XFA and the live account. He's raking it in today. So Mark, if you're listening, make sure you take home some profits. Lock up that account even if you need to with that great lockup feature. So yeah, lots of good stuff happening in the markets today. Let's go over our trading cards. We've got a couple of good ones. We'll start with PinSyn.
Hold on, markets are taking a dump right now.
Give me a second here.
We're about to get house account trade house account trade. We are out.
Just got
what the hell
out.
No, you got to be kidding me. Sorry about that. Yeah,
was there some news that came out? Maybe.
I'm looking. I don't see anything. We just saw huge. We saw about 11 handle sell off in the S&Ps right there. You got to be kidding me. They went right to.
Are you sharing your charts at all?
I am. Yeah, we are out. We're flat. It's all good.
All right, let me go to it. We're gonna have to have a slightly
because I said the markets were choppy today. That's why we
go
and say something about it. And here comes the action.
Yeah, go figure. If you got 12:23 Central Time, go figure. That's when the biggest move of the day happens, and we just got bottom ticked. The house account just got by. You got to be kidding.
Well, it was on 1 of 10 contracts, so we will survive.
That's true. I really wanted this to take it in the close. All good. It's gonna be good for hold times though for the card, so we'll take it.
No doubt. Yeah.
It certainly
I love that strategy, keeping the runner too, trying to go into the close. I think that's
all right, Ben. All right, we can get back to it. We'll search for some headlines here, but yeah, you were saying let's get back to it.
We'll get into the cards in a second here.
Okay.
There
it is, Dolby. #Power Hour. Man, what the hell was that?
Noon to 1 p.m. Central Power Hour.
You go figure. Told you lock in half. We locked in 90%. Oh, told you. Oh, I see. Lock in half the profit. Yeah. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Armchair quarterbacks. Gotta love them.
The best. That wouldn't have been as fun as when they arrived. Yeah. We got right to it. Right to 29 halves. What are we doing, Jack? You want to keep going with shoulder tap, or were you looking to
we're just doing some emergency stuff in back here, but I'm ready. You guys are going to be small on this card, but I know that you're professionals, so you'll be okay with that. Let me get the cards. Who do you want to talk about first, Ben?
Yeah, let's go with PinSyn. This is someone who our Topstep TV regulars, people have been viewing for a while, should be familiar with PinSyn. But we've got some updates here. And if you're not familiar with PinSyn as one of our live traders in a 150K live account, He did very, very well. PinSyn did in the XFAs. Was trading 2 XFAs. Ended up getting a total balance of $74,000 called up to live.
Wow.
About 45 days ago. So we've been trading in the live account for 45 days, but since moving to live, been struggling, I would say. Not really growing the account, actually down from that original starting balance, which is you never want to see 45 days later. Certainly does happen though. PinSyn right now is trading several different products, several different asset classes, which is kind of the most concerning part about that. Don't have an issue with different products, but when you start getting into different classes, metals, energies, equities, you got to track a lot of different news events, a lot of different times of day, market out. I mean, there's a lot that goes into a lot of things that impact those different markets in different ways. And so you've got to be really, really professional about that trading. And you've also got to have a lot of time to dedicate to, picking up on all those nuances. So a little bit concerning, but again, he proved it to us such that he got called up to the live account. Right now he's averaging a daily P&L of minus $650. So not great there, but again, those big winning days can overshadow a lot of that, can make up for a lot of losses. Only winning 24% of the time, 24% winning days with an average winning trade percentage of 32%. So those numbers have continued to dwindle down. A lot of that's daily loss limits that we've hit and touched on before, but we had a bit of a situation with Penn that we addressed earlier in the week. So on Tuesday, PinSyn was up about $18,000 realized, so closed flat. He got short in the crude oil product, early in the morning. Short 15 lots, locked it in, was completely flat on that short crude oil trade, and then about 15 or 20 minutes later, noticed that he got long 10 contracts and then built that up to another 15. So he took the other side of the market. Nothing necessarily wrong with that. That's part of what we do as day traders, is we're able to take both sides of the market, but the problem was crude oil kept going lower. So very quickly, that $18,000 profit started to dwindle, got down to around 10,000. I started picked up on it, started talking with some of our other risk managers about what we were going to do about this. We decided to reach out to PinSyn. He's trading with us from Taiwan, so there's a pretty significant time difference there. That may have contributed to why we weren't able to get in contact with them. Sent over the email, kind of letting him know, hey, if you go below, well below half of the profits that you've accrued so far today, we're going to flatten you and take you out. So let him know that. Ended up flattening him and locking the account up with $6,000 of profit on Tuesday, which again is a lot better. One of the things that influenced that decision on the risk team was pattern of behavior for PinSyn. We've seen a number of times him reach that $15,000, $18,000, $20,000 mark, only then to give up half, or sometimes even go down to a daily loss limit. So obviously, in order to protect the prop firm's capital, that's the risk management team's number one job, is protect the capital in those live markets and protect our traders too, for that matter. We didn't know if PinSyn was asleep, maybe away from the keyboard, or was just standing there watching it in disbelief, all of which are not good things when a trade is going against you with 15 lots on. So that's what we decided to do. Wanted to update you on how those conversations go and how some of the risk management tools are implemented on the back end for PinSyn. And that's what we really need to work on. PinSyn is down to an account balance of just shy of $40,000, again, down from that starting balance of $74,000. So not the end of the world. Lots of traders are in worse positions. One thing I would really like to see is see PinSyn take a payout, even if it's $5,000, even if it's $10,000. There's a lot of renowned psychologists, renowned traders that are adamant about being kind to yourself when you are on a losing streak, right? If you get in that death spiral of negative talk and negative losing mindset, it can be just a death spiral, and you end up never coming out of it. So one of the things you can do is be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, and then game plan about what you're going to do to get back on. So those are the two things I really want to focus on here with PinSyn, and I hope he's listening and takes away some of this. Putting up big winning days is not a problem for PinSyn. He's put up 18,000, 14,000, 10,000, $6,000 and $7,000 winning days. So clearly he's capable of putting up big numbers. Again, the problem with that is we go on long losing streaks as well. Even though that daily loss limit is $3,000, he's proven even the day, his best winning day, $18,000, Ended up going on a 9-day losing streak after that, which was all daily loss limits, equating to $27,000 of losses. So, got to find a way to minimize those. And one of the things that I can recommend, and even is emphasized by some of the things Brett Steenbarger we just had on was talking about, is studying those winning days. So your best winning days, look at those and really do a full autopsy. What was the market conditions, the news, technicals, your own emotional temperature? What were the components that led to such a highly profitable day? And now let's look for those, right? Let's look for those conditions and try to replicate that. Logic says you want to be small on your losers and really big on your winners. So another thing he could do is look at scaling into those positions rather than taking 10 lots off the bat and maybe getting stopped out right away. So that's what I'd leave Pinson with. Just want to give him a true shoulder tap, let him know we need to turn it around, and try to give some guidance and positive reinforcement about how we can do that. I'm not sure where we stand. I know we've had a lot of things go on with this segment. If we have time for another card, we can go to it. If we need to move on, we can do that too.
No, let's get another card in.
Yep. Okay, great. Let's move on to Danny C. Danny's been trading fantastic. I actually heard his name featured a little bit earlier on the broadcast, which we love to hear. Danny, if you're in the chat, kudos to you. We're calling you up to a live account. Nice. Danny's been trading in the 50K XFA with us out of Hayward, California, trading the equities. So the ES, we got MQ up there, but that's an NQ and MNQ. So trade the NASDAQ. He's got 85% winning days and 72% winning trades, which is excellent on its face, but even better when you consider he's at a 2.5 to 1 risk-reward ratio. So really raking it in, not even a small sample size relative to what we're generally looking at for the XFA traders. 20 days completed, 20 trading days. So, that's no accident, having that kind of win rate and risk-reward. I think we talked about Jack maybe last week. Those will eventually balance out a little bit. It's got to come out of somewhere. And you'll see that equalize a little bit closer towards maybe a 2 to 1 risk reward ratio, or a little bit lower on the win rates over time. But still really impressive to see, and certainly enough to call him up. We want to put traders like Danny in live accounts. So kudos again to you, Danny. Took $6,000 as well in payouts prior to the transfer. We love seeing that. That tells us that you value the money, that you're going to treat our money as though it was your own once we move you into a live account and trust you with that prop firm capital. So love that as well. And best winning day of $5,000 compared to that daily loss limit. So 5 times better than the daily loss limit on his best day. Also a big plus. Hard to find a lot I dislike on this trading card, to be honest with you, Andre. It was really cool seeing this, progressively trade well in the XFA and ultimately get that call up to live. He's sitting with 28 minutes on the winners and 20 minutes on the losers. So pretty close to even on the hold times. But that relationship between the risk reward and win rate is just fantastic. One last piece that I think there's actually a little bit of room for improvement. I think something I picked up on is the trade volumes. So if you were to look at, Danny, if you're listening, go ahead and do this. I would highly recommend doing this on your own. Go back and look at your trade volumes for days that look at your P&Ls on days that you had taken more than 10 trades and days that you'd taken less than 10 trades. Your P&L on days where you take more than 10 trades is completely dwarfed by the days that you take fewer than 10 trades, meaning you are very profitable on days that you take fewer than 10 trades and very marginally profitable on days you take more than 10. Whatever it is about that number, that's what I picked up on. So just a note for you, go and study that, dissect that. That's an area you can continue to improve on, be more selective in your trading, and become even more profitable. This is a never-ending game of trying to get better, and that's one piece I think you can study a little bit and reflect on and implement going forward. So love having Danny in the account, loving what's going on with Topstep TV. Happy to be on with you, Andre, and glad we got some good trading cards in today as well.
Okay, just 2 trading cards today or 3?
Just the 2 today. We were a little bit abbreviated with Dr. Steenbarger in the quiz. So
yes, we were. Okay, awesome stuff. Hey, chat, let's try to keep it positive for just while we're doing this. Let's try to keep it positive. It does, just to recap that sell-off that we saw. It looks like NVIDIA sold off pretty hard there. That's what caused all the equities to take a bit of a dump. We are seeing about 50% retrace in that sell-off. So it would have been nice to hold that runner. Anyways, Ben, thank you so much for all that insight in shoulder tap. It is an abbreviated shoulder tap. We always need more room for this segment. But yes, we had Dr. Brett Steenbarger on today. If you missed that, please go back and watch this evening. Take a breather. And we'll get back into the markets. Coming up next, we got group coaching. And JD and Hogue. Nice. Great combo. Good stuff, Ben. We got group coaching coming up next.